intimately close in what's hidden and what shows. Beats a mother heart in the places full of light, in the darkness where we hide, way out there and deep inside. Beats a mother heart. What we do and what we see, the you that's you, the me that's me, beats a mother heart. God the Father, God in man, mother brought forth all of them. Inside and out, only truth leaves no doubt. Sing out softly and sing out loud about the mother heart. Sons and daughters of the light, mother's brood far and wide, children of the human race, all have a place in the mother heart. We will not be left alone. We're not orphans. We have a home in the mother heart.
Om Sampadayanti Abhiratam Tavirama Vritya Yavaistita Kritapalam Tvakritasya Netri Sami Bhavati Anudinam Varada Bhavani Janami Aham Dhruvamidam Drita Karma Pashaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh, may the Mother of the Universe, in whose activity no respite rests, of actions done, guiding unceasingly all actions yet to come, bestow her boon of blessings on me, her child, forevermore. I realize, I know, that it is thou who holdest in thy hands the dread ropes of karma. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Today our topic is Holy Mother, the compassionate Mother. We need in the world compassion, very much. But compassion mother is full of compassion. But before going to that mother's compassion, we like to understand what is compassion. Compassion literally means to suffer together. To suffer together. So, emotion, researchers, they define it as the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another's suffering and feeling motivated to relieve that suffering. Two things are there. One, someone is suffering, and when you confront, then we have some inner feeling, and not only feeling but in action, how that feeling can motivate me to relieve that suffering of others. So compassion is sometimes compared with piety, sympathy, fellow feeling, empathy, understanding, care, etc., etc. Compassion, but to understand, compassion is not mere empathy. Empathy is a feeling of another's pain, whereas compassion is taking action to relieve the suffering of others. Here is a new, another dimension of empathy, is this compassion, where not only sympathy, not only feeling, but also action to do something. What can I do, as a mother does for the baby? To give the life even, it's not so much a big offering. So, Dr. Ekman, who was a professor of UC San Francisco, he is a prolific writer, published influential best-selling books on facial expressions of emotions and deception. He has coined the term that compassion, out of compassion comes joy. Compassion, joy. That means when one offers it compassion, feels that oneness with others' suffering, then there is thinking this way, they find some inner joy themselves. And he, Professor Ekman, has divided the compassion into 4 types. One is called the familial compassion. That means compassion we have for our close friends or our family members who is suffering maybe in physical level, in the mental level, in the emotional level, and all other disease and death and all these things happening to near and dear ones whom we love. So that is a familial compassion. And he has divided into another. It's a familiar compassion, and that familiar compassion is for people who have some form of relationship with, not very close, but a little distance. And third is the stranger compassion, compassion for people we do not know even. And he has divided this compassion into another category, that he has said, sentient being compassion, and all living beings. The response, so this is the 4 division of compassion in the analytical world. That is the familial compassion, everyone feels, my brother, my sister, my only related to that. And another is not related, but they are neighboring people, something here, familial compassion. And the stranger compassion, I do not know even, is not any connected with anything. But suddenly we find that people sacrifice themselves for the cause of others. And even now, it is a far-reaching, all living beings compassion, sentient compassion. And this compassion can arise because of feeling the suffering of in the physical level of someone, or emotional or mental pain due to disease, to injury, to a general dissatisfaction with life, etc. The cause may be external or interpersonal events, real or imagined. So, what is the benefit of compassion? Professor Ekman says, it generates intrinsically good feeling. When one feels for others, naturally, immediately they feel something, joy inside, like feeling of goodness, some good feeling. And it increases self-regard, elicit the approval of others. The others recognize that person, that gives a joy. But human society should move further. Ekman's conviction is that human society must move towards global compassion, a concern to alleviate the suffering of anyone, regardless of their nationality, language, culture, or religion. This is the global compassion. And global compassion is when compassion is felt towards all human beings, and it is a central concern in someone's life. So these are the analytical side of compassion. But we are talking about Holy Mother. She is the fulfillment of all this compassion, and it is coming out of her experience of seeing the sameness in others. Her feeling that the whole world is her own, and her feeling she is the mother of the universe. Not the mother of one, the learned, the educated, the highly accomplished people, but for those who are ignored, who are not have any social status, for them her love and compassion flows unconditional, not judging what they have or they can give. Ramakrishna talked about this compassion. Rather, compassion is, he didn't like it. It says service idea, but then even if we take that, there is Maya and Daya. Daya is compassion. And he has described clearly the two words. Maya is love and concern for one's own people whom we love, who we are born with, our connection with from our childhood, which is called attachment, and that is called Maya because it separates us from the whole world and pinpoints to one or two people or some people whom I love, even one person at the cost of the whole world. That has a different meaning also. That is a greater value if one person that is in spiritual life is good, if one loves one only God. But for others, when people get attached to anything, they can do harm to the whole world even at the cost of his one personal gain. So that is the Maya. And we know Daya, Sri Ramakrishna said, Daya is love for all. Whether they have something to give or not to give, whether known or unknown, that love. And this Daya can extend to the people, to the unknown people, as it may be compared with the global compassion, what we just heard. But it is beyond that. It is a compassion not for human beings, but goes to the subhuman, to the, you call plants, animals. This love, overflowing love, that is compassion. And Mother, Holy Mother, her whole life is dedicated to this. What is the foundation of this compassion? This foundation is the foundation of oneness, seeing oneness. What our scriptures suggest, that sarvam khalu idam brahma, the whole universe is permeated by that one consciousness, that is Brahman. And there is nothing but Brahman appearing in diverse forms. Sri Ram, Holy Mother used to see that same divinity everywhere. When we find that her niece, Radhi, was trying to kill one ant, and Mother stopped Radhi and said, I see Ramakrishna there. It is exactly Ramakrishna's eyes in the eyes of the ant. Ramakrishna's legs of the ant. So it is such an experience. It comes sprouts of such an experience. Whatever we are talking about, familial compassion and all this for self-gratification. This self is the low self, little self. I will be praised by others if I am compassionate. A great output, but internally there is little bigger mentality that I am doing to gain some external favor, name, prestige, position, acknowledgement, and people will say, when applause, then I find some joy. But it is Mother's compassion is far beyond, but it is established on the foundation of the highest Vedantic idea. Because when one feels the oneness, when one sees the sameness in others, others' pain is not others' pain, it is my pain. So that is Holy Mother's compassion is the ground of this stated from the early age. We find this compassion overflowing. No one taught anything, but her spontaneous actions, her spontaneous thoughts and activity, all is overflowing on the foundation of this experience of oneness with everyone. Make the world, Holy Mother said, make the world your own. Holy Mother's statement is that, no one is stranger, my child. That last word, what Mother left when she left her body. One of the devotee lady was crying and weeping, Ma, you are leaving your body, how shall we survive? Then Mother said, my child, if you want peace, my child, try to not see fault with others. Try to make the whole world your own. No one is stranger, my child. The whole world your own. So this is what she said, it is the highest word in spiritual life. To make the whole world our own means I am there. There is nothing but I, the conscious self, the eternal self, the divine within me is everywhere. On that ground, this compassion makes meaningful. Otherwise, there is a selfish motivation behind even that charity, doing good and getting some great name and fame. So, Mother said, make the world your own. It's perfectly manifested, that word in her, never before in such a degree. That we hear, we study Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi, and in that sense, if everything is permeated by that consciousness and everything is that or me, then what to accept, whom to accept, and whom to reject. In our life, that's why there is no rejection. Anyone coming at the door, Mother accepts everyone unconditionally. It is a compassion. That compassion transcends all our limited understanding about charity and gift and all these things. She was Divine Mother, was the sole refuge of one and all who is in distress or bereavement, suffering. Mother stands in her greatness with the protected wings, as it were. So we look at one side. This mother came in that time. She was a reformer. We don't think that way, that she did any political conference and then made a statement to make that that revolution. Suppose one example, in India that time caste system was so much prevalent, but how mother slowly, softly, out of her love for everyone, changed that. Mother accepted the challenges against the orthodox, heartless, rude society of her time. She is like a warrior, silently changed that will, revolutionized the society to give quality to all, equality to all. Born of low caste or outcast, or who are considered outside the narrow concepts of so-called Hindus. So, see what she did. Her contribution is that one day someone came, a monk living at the Udbodhan objected to visits by a certain class of immoral women. The mother replied, "If they are prevented from coming here, I will leave the place." That is the revolution. They are also my child. You want pure people to come. God does not come only for the pure people. God comes for us all who are impure, who are not stainless, who are not so spiritual. So Holy Mother protested that if you prevent them, these ladies, not to come to me, then I will leave this place. I will not stay here. On another occasion she remarked, the mind is everything. It is the mind alone that one feels pure or impure. A man first makes his own mind guilty and then sees another's fault. Can you injure anybody by enumerating his faults? You only injure yourself. I cannot see anybody's shortcomings. I cannot see anyone's shortcomings. If a man does a trifle for me, I try to remember that, to see faults in others. Forgiveness is a great religious austerity. There is no virtue higher than that forbearance and forgiveness. See, in the village condition Holy Mother used to live, when any low caste person used to come, then the society was not ready to accept that. Her niece used to say that one person came and he's a low caste and mother is giving food to him and with much care and touching his food plate and all this. And Nolini Didi complained. And not only that, after they are eating, mother is taking the eaten plates to throw away. And Nolini Didi is complaining, "Oh ma, what are you doing? You are touching the eaten food plates of the low caste people. You will lose your caste." That was the concern. And mother said, "Why do you see so many castes? They are all devotees. Whoever come here, there are devotees." Ramakrishna said, devotees have no caste. But to feel during that time, being in the society, it is a revolution. And we know that the local village, the administrators, she being a Brahmin widow and touching so many outcast people and giving access to all with love and affection, even taking out the eaten plates, could not tolerate that. And they charged, fined and penalized her. You are doing which is unorthodox. And she has to pay some fine. But she didn't stop her work. She continued the same thing, but gave the fine for some time. So you find it is a great challenge for the societies trained to change. And Actually, in the Jairambati, whoever used to go, they're all children, mother's child. Amjad, the dacoit, Muslim dacoit, he used to come, and when he comes, his access is open to her mother's own room, private room. And he's out of, say, jail the other day because he was caught in some theft or something. And after that jail, when he coming, he first remembered the mother, her love, her compassion, for not going even her own home, his own home. He came to mother. And what to bring for mother? When you go to a holy person, you should bring something, fruits or something like that. But where is his money? Just he's out of jail. He's disabled hair and body is dirty and there. Then he got some pumpkin from someone's garden and cut it and took it. He didn't think it is improper. But anyhow, bringing that pumpkin and putting to mother. And Ma, I brought it for Sri Ramakrishna. Would you offer it? And Ma said, yes, you, my child, you brought it, I will offer. And then mother is asking, my boy, why my child, I didn't see you for a long time. And he was very honest. He says, Ma, I was in the jail. Why? Why means I stole something and I was caught, so I was put to jail. But mother never said, this is the beauty of mother. We always want to correct everyone. But mother's correction is different. Mother didn't say, hey, why are you doing all this stealing and theft and all these things? You should not do. No words of advice. Only love, unconditional love. And actually, that's why he felt so much attracted to mother. And everywhere was there, in those days, burglary was there. And that village was protected because it's mother's village. Never there was any burglary because mother was sitting there and they have connection with these people in a different level. And then mother will ask him to go to take a shower and then give hair oil, then body soap and some other, all whatever is needed, fresh new cloth and everything, and then come and feed very well and ask him to take good rest, and at the end of the day he will make a big packet of all gifts, rice and potatoes or vegetables or whatever, and all clothing for his wife and all this, and good packet, and say, okay, come again. And he will be, happy child will go back to his home. So this is a very, today, in India's context today, we this type of, it is not a big deal. People can do that. But to feel how daring was this act, to touch a widow woman cooking for a Muslim dacoit, and everyone is scared. When he comes, the whole village people will be scared. But he is very free to mother and does not care about what others think about him. And mother also never questioned. So this is the compassion springing from not only superficial level of love, but it is springing from the inner touch of the divinity, the same feeling of oneness. And that's why it is so spontaneous and so natural. If we feel Sri Ramakrishna, actually his advent actually destroyed all divisions, all this separation from high and low, educated and non-educated, all the different levels. Sri Ram, Holy Mother, compassion, if we go on talking about her stories of life, we find from our childhood, we see that she is very small, tiny child, helping in mother's, assisting mother in every action. His brothers are young, smaller, younger than mother, so he is helping them, taking them to get shower. He is carrying the food for the workers who are working in the field, and even making those days they call thread, through the cotton threads, and helping mom in those activities. And there was a famine when she was very small, and people were hungry, have not eaten for several days. So Holy Mother's father, he was very generous. He opened the stock of rice, what they have in their store, and they started preparing khichdi, the mixed food. But it is not even cooked well, and it's burning. The food needs little time to get cooled. But the people, hungry people are so hungry, they cannot wait. And they're putting that food in their mouth. Their mouth is getting burned, hand is, but they're so hungry in the stomach. Mother, that small girl with the two handmade fans, with two hands, are just fanning so that the children can have little food, cool food to get that. See, it is spontaneous. It is coming out of that foundation of Vedantic experience. It says born Jagat Janani, the mother of the universe. That's why manifestation is so unique, so unparalleled. And as we look at the life gradually, and anywhere we see, her compassion is endless and is moving all around. So refuse to all. And that's the point what I said. Mother is saying, oh mother, you are cleaning all the eaten plates of 36 castes. Mother said, why do you see 36 castes? All belong to me. Some devotee, you belong to Brahmin caste. Moreover, you are their guru, they are your disciple. Why do you touch their defiled food plates? This will bring inauspicious effect on them. Mother said, oh dear, I am their mother. What can I do? If mother does not do for the children, who will take care of them? Swami Buddhananda, once in his talk, he has expressed mother's condition like that. He said that everyone loves on his or her condition. But Holy Mother's love was not for her condition, but for the condition of whom she is serving. And he gave the example, mother, earthly mother even, does serve not in the condition of mother, but for the condition of the child. A child, when it is dirty, it is mother. And mother said that. If a child becomes, someone said, Ma, I have done so much bad karma in my life. I am not fit to get your blessings. So mother, you gave me mantra. Now you take back that mantra. Then mother said, what? You are my child. You do whatever you like. Is it not this responsibility of mother to take care of the child? In whatever condition is that? If the child soils his cloth, is it not the responsibility of the mother? This type of assurance, and mother is always saying, always know that there is a mother for you. In your happiness and in your misery, in your suffering and your pain, there is a mother for you. What a great assurance, what a get solace when we read these few sentences even. That we hear that our compassion goes on endlessly. Forgetting about, I'm not going to that side of giving mantra initiation, not considering their state of mind, giving them and taking their suffering into life. If we get time, we'll talk about that. But here he is sending one lady, that's very common, many times people quote this story. Ramakrishna was in Dakshineshwar, Holy Mother is in Nahavat, in the same place. So one lady, Ma used to bring the food plate for Ramakrishna once a time, and that was her time to see Ramakrishna for a split few seconds. Day and night people are coming from Calcutta, and Ramakrishna is busy with them. So Ma has no chance to see at Sri Ramakrishna. And then she could not. She was carrying the food plate and some lady came and took it. Ma, can I take it? And Ma said, okay, you take. And then she offered. But Sri Ramakrishna was very sensitive and pure, so he cannot eat the food touched by some people who are not that pure. Vibration, spiritual vibration was such. So Ramakrishna didn't eat that food. Ma came after a long time to see that take away the plate, then saw that food is sitting the same way. She said, why did you not eat? Well, you know that that person whom you sent to it, I cannot eat food touched by anyone and everyone. Why did you send it? You know I cannot eat. Then he said, okay, now eat together and today is okay. No, you tell me you will not send food that way anytime anymore. Then here protest came from Holy Mother. She said, that I cannot say. If anyone calls me mother and asks me for anything, I cannot refuse. And Ramakrishna was actually pleased. He wanted that motherhood to be awakened, but it is already awakened. And she was confirmed that, you see, if anyone calls me mom and asks me anything, I will never be able to refuse. That's a protest against Sri Ramakrishna's statement. Once there came, this is the husband, he was very addicted to alcohol and drinking. So the wife wanted some solution. And in India, always you go to the holy people or to the temple and pray. They can do miracle if the physical suggestion does not work. So that lady came to Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna said, oh, you come to me. You go to her. She is much powerful than me. So go there. So that poor lady went to mother. And mother said, Are you fool? You go to Ramakrishna. He is all power. He can do whatever he likes. He can change the mind of your husband. Then again, the lady went to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna again pulled back with some other argument. So that lady was back and forth. And ultimately she was so compassionate. He felt so much compassion. Then she solved the problem by giving some offered flower of the temple. And really, in due time, because of that grace of mother, that husband changed his habits. Latu. See, Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Ramakrishna is building up their character, no? They will be world teachers to have first God realization in their life. So, Ramakrishna went to Holy Mother and said, don't feed these boys, they are all would-be monks, they are all monks. They will have to do meditation during night time. If you feed too much, then they will sleep, eat and sleep. They will not do japa meditation, etc. So don't give much. Ma didn't say anything and just as if heard. And then Ramakrishna is a good teacher. He didn't let go. So one day he asked Latu, how many chapatis you are having? How many tortillas, handmade chapatis, how many? He said some number. He said, if you eat that much, how shall you meditate? So with little complaining mood, he went to Holy Mother and said, did I not tell you that don't give them so much food? And you are giving. What will happen when they will do spiritual practice and when they will realize God? Then Mother stood there and said, that I shall take care of that. You need not have to tell about it. You don't have to complain about my feeding to them. So Mother's heart is so powerful. Even Sri Ramakrishna's request when she followed everything in her life, but there she protested that mother love is my responsibility. I will take care of them. That is the compassion. Compassion for the mother's love, unconditional love to make the child happy. Padma Vinod, that story of Padma Vinod, there was a bohemian type of person, has also drunk. He used to drink every night, and he will come back. When he comes back, he used to come back through the house where Holy Mother used to live. And at night, maybe he may come at 12 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock someday, maybe one night 1 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock. He has no time. And he will come and make a big noise to open the door so that he can go to see Holy Mother. So they in the ground floor, Swami Sarvadevananda and other monastics used to live, and they all got to know that this guy will come and disturb whole night, and then they will force us to open the door and then go to Mother's to see at the odd hour. So they, as if they don't hear anything, they're all sleeping, they don't respond to anything. So one day, when Padma Vinoda was coming, and maybe midnight, crossed midnight, everyone is sleeping, and then he saw that no one is responding. So he started to sing a song. Oh Mother, compassionate, get up. I cannot see any light in this darkness of life. My heart is trembling with fear. You have let me go and play in darkness, but don't take your face out. Please get up and open thy door. And really he was singing that song, beautiful song. Utha go karunamoyi, kholo go kutirodar, adhare herite nari, hridhi kape anibar, utho go karunamoyi ma. And when this earnest prayer, oh my Mother, please open thy door. I am your son, I am your child, but lost child. And in the darkness of life, I am totally immersed into it. Akbar, please kindly get up once and show your face. And Mother could not stop. Suddenly it is found that when the song was in the middle, almost end, Mother's windows opened and showed the face. And this drunkard, what type of drunk person I do not know, when he saw Holy Mother, he was so overwhelmed. She lay flat in the street road, that is dirty road, not like this paved road, and rolled down and said, Ma, so compassionate, you have come up, take my salutation from here, and rolled down in the ground. And then started Mother's face and blessings, like both palms like that. It is, and he was overwhelmed. And his heart was full. And that person then started singing, Jatone hridaye rekho adorini shamamare. Keep this Mother's in your heart with much care and attention. No one should see. You only enjoy the Mother's divine face in your heart. And with cheerful mind, he left home at the midnight. So it is a compassion that it is even anyone sincerely calling, there is a response. That is the Divine Mother's grace. One British lady, she came to Holy Mother, for her daughter is being sick. So, but for Mother, everyone is Mother. In those days, there is also another thing. You may think, what is that news? Someone has come, and British lady. In those days, Britishers are the rulers of the country, and the others are the subject of the country. So there is not a good relationship there. But for Mother, there is no distinction. And Mother gave some flowers from the altar, and that daughter was cured. And as a result, this lady was so devoted to Holy Mother that she got mantra diksha, initiation from Holy Mother, and remained forever grateful for that. So, this examples of this type of many stories. One story is that mother is always giving protection to whoever is asking for any need or any. We fear that the Holy Mother one time heard about a heartless and brutal torture by police over the nationalistic people, even with innocent women, etc. And mother was very upset, and mother was angry. Holy Mother said, extremely pointed out, the destruction of the rulership is near at hand, where the innocent women are tortured and punished like this. That's one side. Another side, he's suffering, the lady who was being tortured and brutally given punishment for no fault of her. At the same time, when there was a puja festivity, and that time people bring some clothing from the market, and the brahmacharis were asked to bring the clothing for the women of mother's family, and they brought coarse, handmade, handloom-made cotton cloths. But the women didn't like. They want fine clothing. That is also available, but that is done by the Britishers in the machine. So the brahmacharis are very nationalistic. When it came to Holy Mother's, and the ladies complained to Holy Mother that this thick clothing, they are not, we don't like this clothing. Then Holy Mother said, why you are purchasing not the fine clothing? Then he said, oh, they are made by the Britishers. Then he said, what? They are also my child. See, this samodarshan, this is called the seeing the same reality behind whether it is British or whether it is Indian, whether it is a police or whether it is the other person who is tortured, there is the sameness of one idea. One poor woman was selling cow dung cakes in those days, and she does not know much counting. So they used to count, say, 1 dozen will this much price. But they know how to count 4 pieces maybe. So they used to make 4 here, 4 there, 4 there, and count how many are there. And it is calculation is very confusing. And the brahmachari is bargaining with them and making the counting, your counting is wrong, count it again. And the poor lady was getting puzzled, and while Holy Mother heard from above, and then she called the brahmachari and said, why are you troubling this lady? She is an innocent village lady, does not know so much, just give. And she gave enormous, 4 times or 5 times the price, and just send that with prasad and other things to please that lady. So these small examples, slum, there is a slum area near mother's living place, Udbodhan, and then a person coming drunk, totally drunk, and then started beating the wife, and then mother could not tolerate that when he heard the cry of the lady, and she shouted. Mother's voice, never one heard her voice so strongly. But mother shouted and just said to stop that, and said that, will you kill that girl or what, something like that mother said. And her voice was so powerful that this man stopped his behavior. And so is always for there who is in suffering, who is in need, and Divine Mother is caring for that. If we start from these are all small stories of day-to-day life, but if we look at the spiritual aspect of it, Ramakrishna came for redemption. So some boys came from Bangladesh, now Bangladesh, it is called East Bengal then. And they wanted initiation and mantra from mother. No, not from mother. They wanted to get mantra to Belur Math. So came to Belur Math, and Swami Brahmananda is the president, and Maharaj, President, used to give the mantra. But they have so much bad karma in their lot. They are not ordinary gurus. So when they give mantra, then they take away your bad karmas also. You become free, but they suffer because that action has reaction, is it not? So if someone's sin is taken away, the person will be free from sin, but the sin will come into the body, and this body will have to suffer for that. So Swami Brahmananda said, I am not fit. I cannot give them mantra because they have done such good karma. So I will not be able to do that. And you to go to Holy Mother. Mother is in the village. She is more powerful than me. She can take care. And then these boys, they do not know. They started from here and went to Jairambati, which is 3-4 days journey those days, walking and boat and this and that. Then, and when they have not reached the village Jairambati, were away little bit, maybe about a mile or so. Mother was restlessly walking back and forth in the veranda and telling, my son, Rakhal, Brahmananda's other name Rakhal, what he is sending to me? Mother always, children always send good things to mom, no? And what my son is sending for me, she was, even they have not reached that area, she could understand what is happening. And when they came, mother hid herself. No, I cannot give mantra. And then they said, Ma, we have come from such a distance, we went to Belur Math, and Brahmananda Maharaj send it to you. Please give me. Where shall I go? This, that, so much earnestly they cried. Mother said once no, second time no, but said okay. And lastly agreed. And mother gave the mantra initiation, and they got happy. They are freed from all burden. I have created a loan of $10,000, $20,000. Someone take, okay, I take away your loan. So you are free. So all the sins are taken out from them. But where it will go? It went into the mother's body. And mother fell sick. And she could not raise her head for 2-3 days. With high fever, instantly she suffered. Suffering myself, taking away, relieving the suffering of others. That is more than global compassion, as we are hearing. So what we heard, the compassion's different level, Holy Mother exceeds all the level. And it goes beyond, as they started with the ant. Ant, a cow, the suffering of a cow. So from that to human, boundary. There is no boundary of our love, and that love is compassion for the redemption of all, even at the cost of the suffering of her own life and own pleasure. And whole life she suffered. Why? Only to help others and take away their sins. As we say, Christ suffered, no? For whom? He's redeeming us. The all suffering is, his suffering is because of us. He has taken away the sin. So similarly, this is the thing. Individual examples where we find that the reaction happening in mother, but mother does not care for that, but to relieve the suffering and freedom. That's the infinite compassion based on the Advaitic. And she is an epitome of what Ramakrishna movement is going on, this Vedanta movement. This Vedanta movement teaches us that we should see the divine in all and serve the divine in all. We serve. You serve a poor person. No, it is not poor. God in the form of poor. You serve an illiterate boy to educate them in the school. No, God in the illiterate, in the form of illiterate. It is a service. And who is there? He is the same here. And the mother is an example of that. Practical demonstration of the Advaita Vedanta, which we are always hearing in big talks, in lectures, no? Ashtabhakta Sanghita or Viveka Chudamani to whatever non-dual books, all you can mention. All the Upanishads you can mention. But where is the practical demonstration of that? Holy Mother's life is the practical demonstration. And here, compassion it is not the exact word, but it is a better word is compassion. But it is not compassion, it is acceptance. Much higher word. Whom to show compassion? You don't show compassion to yourself. Your headache is there. Do you take a tablet and say, I am showing compassion to my head? No. I am happy. This is me. If one thorn speaks in your feet, oh, I am showing compassion to take out that thorn? No, it is me. So where it is happening? In your head or tail, or your body, on your feet or hand? It is you all too. So the whole universe is Mother, seeing the identity with that. And that is our philosophy, that our life should be that she is the role model, not preaching. She didn't go to school, didn't learn all your philosophy. Not Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, qualified dualism, non-dualism, this philosophy, that philosophy. She does not know anything. But she lived that life of practical Vedanta. And that is the goal of our life. We should have to imbibe that level of love and compassion and learn that. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Next Sunday, our topic will be on the 11th, Vedanta in Age of Instant Gratification by our Swami Medhananda. And 18th, next week, next Sunday, the week after next Sunday, will be Holy Mother's worship, puja. You are all welcome to join. Puja will start, worship will start at 10 a.m., then home of fire offering at 1 p.m., and then will be afterwards home of fire, then flower offering and prasad. And then we'll have our evening program as usual, talks around 5:15, and then special evening arati that will end the day's plan. So please join us on the 18th. And we will meet you all in our living room. You can have some prasad not coffee or something. Huh?
Refreshments will be in the White House.
Refreshment will be in the White House because we have rain probability. So please collect that and then come to the living room. And we end here today. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.